met Tony and his family. They're fantastic people. Make sure you get to know them on a one-on-one. So one of the things when I joined BNI is I knew that in my business it was going to take a little while to get referrals. So instead of thank you for closed business, I wish we had a category which was thank you for money saved. Because Tony saved me $5,000 my first year on auto and homeowners insurance. So if you're new to the group, you don't have a lot of business coming your way yet, take the opportunity, shop your services with the people that are here, save some money. I more than made up for my membership right away. So when Tony says dare to compare, he means it. So with that, I'm going to turn over to you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Now, Daryl's case was definitely an extreme case, on this, to say the least. Because quite frankly, I honestly don't know people who spend $5,000, a year in their insurance. But, in the same breath though, Daryl's situation, you got you got youthful drivers and all sorts of other fun stuff in there as well. So, there's a lot going on there. But I get to pass out a fun little quiz because I've been told that these are actually kind of a hit. So a little bit about me, in terms of the insurance. Solid Rock Insurance, 4 years. Been, farmers for 2 years before this, so 6 years of experience. It's been an absolute blast. But one thing I've definitely learned when it comes to insurance is how many people have not, they really don't understand their policies. And so the purpose of the quiz that I've got here, this is not to say, haha, you don't know anything, okay, but the purpose on this is if you really have seriously, you're having struggling to answer some of these questions, my ask is that you meet with me. Let's go over your policy. Let me actually explain what you've got, and I'll be very blunt. I mean, if you've got a policy that needs to be improved, if you don't want to do it with me, I promise you I'm good. But I want to make sure that you've got adequate coverage and that you understand what you have. So if you do have that incident, you're not going to have these, unrealistic expectations. Because the insurance contracts, they're written by lawyers. They are, I joke about this all the time, but they are specific, but they're vague at the same time. And so if you need any kind of understanding of what you've got, set up a one-to-one, just meet with me. I promise you it's no pressure on my end. So with that, I do have rewards, because what is our pot at, Charity?
$293.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. We're about $300, so I do have some tickets for people who want to participate, in this. But, just kind of get to the quiz here. Again, if you don't know these answers, don't beat yourself up. A lot of people don't. Scott's going to be one in the room that I've already paid him his tickets, so you can't rely on him for his answers. But, but I want to make sure you understand. If you don't understand it, get with me. I want to help you to understand. So, the auto number one question is, what does auto liability insurance pay for? Do we have any volunteers on an answer? What you got?
Property damage to others of like cause of threat.
Very good. So basically, you've got to say $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident, $100,000 property damage. If you're a homeowner, you will not be lower than that in my agency. Okay? Why? Is $50,000 going to cover you substantially? If you get into that serious accident and you don't have enough coverage, your assets are at risk. Home, cars, whatever tangible they can sell or take from you, they're going to. So, and in some cases, the amount that it costs to go from that state minimum to a 100, 300 could be as low as $6, $7 a month. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, again, review it. But question number 2, what does collision coverage pay for?
Damage to my car.
Damage to my car, I crashed.
All right.
That's the
So-
easiest one, that's what I figured.
It is definitely an easy one. Number 3 is actually going to be the complicated one. It's worth 2 tickets. Okay. So, what does comprehensive coverage pay for?
Damage to my car when an object falls on it, like a tree.
Okay.
And theft of my car.
There's more than that.
Damage to my car from a flood.
Okay. What else?
Windshield damage.
Windshield damage is definitely it. But, basically, damage to your car if an object falls on it like a tree. You've got if you hit property, the collision coverage is gonna cover it. You hit a deer, it's not property, so it's not gonna be covered in that regard.
I have personal experience with that.
Damage from a car from a flood, theft of my car, those are comprehensive claims. So number 4, what does personal injury protection or medical payments cover? Passengers in your car. So basically, on your medical payments, it doesn't matter who's at fault. If you're responsible for the accident, you're still gonna have up to that $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, you know, for each person in your car for those injuries that are sustained. Number 5, most people have a certain amount of money that they have to pay. Who said deductible? So, pick wisely, but a $500 deductible versus $1,000. If you have $1,000 emergency saved, you know, or you have access to $1,000, take the $1,000 every time. Okay, you're gonna save that $500 difference in a matter of 2 to 3 years. So unless you're getting into an accident every 2 to 3 years, a $1,000 deductible is the way to go. Number 6, if your car is totaled, what does gap insurance pay for?
The difference between actual cash value and
You better believe that the car guy knows this one. So, okay. So basically, you're making sure that if there's an accident and your car is totaled, you get to start fresh. You don't have $4,000 in debt because your car was valued at $14,000, but you owe $18,000 on it. The gap coverage is going to cover that difference to make sure that you've got a fresh start. So number 7, a bunch of items are stolen from your vehicle. They're valued at $4,800. Which of the policies will cover it? So your renter's your policy, your homeowner's policy, those are going to cover your personal belongings wherever they are. Okay, number 8, if a friend tells you they have liability of 25, 50, 40, or 100, 300, 100, just listed as A, B, C, or D, which one is it?
it means you don't get in their car.
So, any takers on this?
That means you need a new page. Explain it to you.
It works. 25,000 per bodily injury for one person in accident would be the first number. Second number is the total bodily injury for everybody, you know, involved in the accident or, you know, that you have injured. And the third number is going to be your property damage. Okay. So number 9, and this is always a fun one here. This is kind of a complicated one, but if a friend borrows your car and crashes it, does his insurance pay or does your insurance pay? Okay. Your insurance is going to be the one that pays it.
Unless you don't have
Right.
insurance.
Well, actually, a little complicated on the answer on it because your insurance is going to be the one that pays. Your insurance will be the one that pays, but they have the ability of talking to your friend's insurance company saying, hey, it's your guy's fault, you know, so they can kind of haggle between themselves. But overall, you have permitted this driver to drive it, your insurance is going to be the one to cover it. If they stole your car, then it's comprehensive coverage on your deductible. But number 10, which of the following are typical discounts auto insurance companies offer if you qualify? Actually, there's kind of trick on this. Using the garage for a vehicle, none of the insurance companies I've got will actually ask, is this car garaged? They will ask what zip code, when you go to sleep at night and your car is parked, what zip code is it in? Because obviously crime rates, things along those lines are actually part of those factors. And so, you know, but if you have any, again, if you have any questions over this, if you were struggling with anything that's on this, you need to understand it, because this is one of these weird little things that I get to sell a promise that if something happens, you're going to be restored to pre-accident condition. Okay, that's what insurance is. But you've got to take the initiative to know that if you don't have the proper coverage, you're not going to get the proper benefit of it. So if you don't know, see me. I appreciate your time. Tony Breeden, Solid Rock Insurance Agency. The slogan is Dare to Compare. Thank you.